What if the problem is not your willpower? What if some foods are engineered to beat your willpower? That is the uncomfortable idea behind recent research comparing ultra-processed foods to tobacco. Not because a cookie is the same as a cigarette. Food is necessary, tobacco is not. But some ultra-processed foods are not just normal food. They are industrial products designed for speed, reward, convenience, repeat use, and profit. Which sounds less like dinner and more like an app with calories. Recent research has argued that some ultra-processed food companies use strategies that resemble tactics historically used by the tobacco industry. Researchers point to several parallels: dose optimization, delivery speed, hedonic engineering, environmental ubiquity, and deceptive reformulation. That sounds academic, so let's translate it into normal human language. Dose optimization means designing the right combination of sugar, fat, salt, flavor, texture, and portion size to maximize repeat consumption. Delivery speed means making foods that are easy to eat quickly and absorb quickly. Hedonic engineering means designing food to strongly activate pleasure and reward pathways. Environmental ubiquity means putting these foods everywhere. Schools, gas stations, offices, checkouts, vending machines, airports, sports events, and every corner where tired humans make bad decisions. Deceptive reformulation means making a product look healthier without truly changing the core problem. Low fat, low sugar, high protein, natural flavor, now with vitamins. Still basically dessert wearing a lab coat. Humanity really looked at food and said, can we make this more irresistible and then blame people for eating it? Apparently, yes. But is there evidence that ultra-processed foods affect health? Yes. A large umbrella review published in the BMJ found that higher consumption of ultra-processed foods was associated with increased risks of multiple adverse health outcomes, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and some mental health conditions. Now, many of those studies are observational. That means they show associations, not definitive proof of causation. But we also have controlled feeding research. In a well-known randomized inpatient trial led by NIH researcher Kevin Hall, participants were assigned either an ultra-processed diet or an unprocessed diet for 2 weeks, and then switched to the other diet. The diets were matched as closely as possible for calories offered, sugar, sodium, fiber, fat, and carbohydrates. Yet participants eating the ultra-processed diet consumed about 500 extra calories per day and gained weight. That is important, because it suggests that food processing and food design may influence eating behavior beyond basic nutrient content alone. Not just the label, not just sugar, not just fat. The whole food design. Why might this happen? Ultra-processed foods are often softer, faster to chew, and easier to eat quickly. They may combine refined carbohydrates and fats in ways rarely found in nature. They often have strong flavors, lower satiety per calorie, and packaging that encourages mindless eating. They are cheap, convenient, shelf-stable, and constantly available. So when someone says, just eat less, they are not completely wrong, but they may be missing part of the picture. The environment is often engineered to make eating less more difficult. And then society acts shocked when people struggle. This does not mean every processed food is harmful. Frozen vegetables are processed. Greek yogurt can be processed. Canned beans are processed. Protein powder is processed. Even olive oil is processed. The issue is not processing alone. The issue is ultra-processing. Industrial formulations made largely from refined ingredients, additives, flavor systems, emulsifiers, sweeteners, stabilizers, and textures designed to be highly palatable and easy to overconsume. So no, you do not need to panic because your tomato sauce contains citric acid. But yes, it is worth paying attention when a product contains 20 ingredients, multiple sweeteners, emulsifiers, artificial flavors, and a marketing claim about being fitness-friendly. That is not food being honest with you. That is food doing marketing. So what can you do? First, read the ingredient list. Not just the front of the package. The front is advertising. The back is where the useful information lives. Second, ask yourself, could I make something roughly similar in a normal kitchen? If the answer is absolutely not, that may be a clue. Third, prioritize single ingredient or minimally processed foods most of the time. Meat, eggs, yogurt, fruit, vegetables, beans, potatoes, rice, nuts, olive oil, fish, and simple homemade meals. Fourth, do not rely only on calories. Calories matter, but food structure, satiety, eating speed, and cravings matter too. Fifth, protect your home environment. You do not need heroic discipline if the trigger food is not sitting in your kitchen whispering to you at 10 p.m. And most importantly, do not turn this into guilt. This is not about blaming people. Ultra-processed foods are often cheap, convenient, aggressively marketed, and designed for repeat consumption. People are busy. People are stressed. People are tired. And industry understands that. That is why the tobacco comparison matters. It shifts the conversation from, why are people weak, to, why is the food environment built this way? The point is not that ultra-processed foods are exactly cigarettes. The point is that some of the same commercial logic appears again. Engineer the product, maximize reward, make it everywhere, market it as normal, then frame overconsumption as a personal failure. That is the pattern, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. So, the next time you crave something ultra-processed, do not just ask, what is wrong with me? Ask a better question. What was this product designed to make me do? Because sometimes the craving is not a character flaw. Sometimes it is the business model working exactly as intended. If this helped you see food differently, like, subscribe, and share it with someone who still thinks low-fat chocolate cereal is a health strategy.